Hello everybody, this is Bradley Benner with Semantic Mastery, and in this video I wanted to share what the IFTTT SEO Masterclass is about. I think there's still some confusion, so I wanted to kind of clear it up and give a large section of our first Masterclass away in this video for free. So this is a hybrid video that I am creating now to quickly go through the first couple slides of our presentation from the first week, and then I'm going to insert the meat of the first masterclass presentation. Okay, so the first training session. And you guys will get this all 100% for free, but I just want you guys to see what the masterclass is about and what it is that we're talking about and what the kind of training that we're providing inside the masterclass, because I think this is going to be beneficial to everybody who watches this. So you're going to get a lot of the first week of masterclass, the first week training right here in this video, but it's going to be a condensed version. Okay, so IFTTT SEO Masterclass week 1, we talk about the format, the overview of the training series, schedule, and then monetization methods. And that's really where I'm gonna cut out or insert the entire presentation for monetization methods into this video. Okay, so I just want to run through these first few slides very, very quickly so that then you guys can see what the monetization methods are like, the kind of training that you're going to get throughout the masterclass series. Okay, so very quickly, overview of the training series. Originally, when I had developed this, it was based on 10 predetermined training topics. There's been more added already, and there will continue to be more added. There really is no set end to this training series. It's just right up front I had 10 predetermined topics that I wanted to cover. And that doesn't mean 10 weeks, because some of the training topics have already, we're going into week 6 now, and we've already had some of the topics take more than 1 week to cover. So, this is going to be an ongoing training series. And once we get to what I had proposed to be the training schedule, we're going to add additional training as needed based on feedback from you guys, the masterclass members. Okay. Some training will require more than one session to cover. That's already happened. Again, we're going into week 6 at the time of this recording, and we've already done that on a couple of the topics, which is fine because I don't want to leave any stone unturned, so to speak. Replays will be posted in the membership site. When you join the masterclass, you get access to a membership site. Timestamps and all supporting materials will also be posted with the video, the replay. Okay, so for example, all the notes, including the slides, the presentation slides, will be included with the replay, as well as timestamps with notes concerning like each portion of the presentation in the webinar itself, so that you can quickly jump to whatever you need. And also any resources that we discuss, links directly to those resources, whether they're tools or services or supporting materials, whatever it may be. Okay, all that's going to be included. Surveys will be conducted to determine additional training needs. In fact, our first survey is going out this week. Again, we're going into week 6 right now at the time of this recording, and our first survey is going out this week to all of our members to find out what it is that maybe they want new training on that hasn't been covered yet, or stuff that we've already covered if they need us to go into more detail. Okay, so just so you understand, we're going to be continuing this masterclass series beyond just the 10 topics that I wanted to cover. Okay, I want to make sure that you guys get as much as you can out of this. So next, the format. The format is 45 minutes of formal training. We're often pushing it to like 50 to 55 minutes now because I try to squeeze as much training in as possible. Slides, notes, links to resources, all of that, that's all part of the presentation, so that I give you guys, it's not just theory here. We're talking about real world stuff that we use, stuff that I use in my business. Live examples when necessary. Again, I try to provide live examples. 15 minutes of Q&A at the end of each webinar. We try to keep that promise, but a lot of the times the training bleeds over, so we get less Q&A. However, the Facebook group is where we will answer additional questions that didn't get answered during the presentation itself or during the webinar. Okay, the Facebook group is perfectly acceptable for that. And then additional Q&A addressed in the Facebook group. Okay, the schedule, we do this every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. 5 days notice will be given in the event of a session needing to be rescheduled. We haven't rescheduled a session. We do Hump Day Hangouts, as you guys probably know, every Wednesday at 4 p.m. and we are going on episode 24 next, and we have never missed a Wednesday. So it's going to be very rare that that would happen, that we would need to reschedule a class. So just so you know, we haven't yet in almost 6 months of doing Hump Day Hangouts. But, you know, if it does happen, which, you know, life happens at times, then we're going to try to give you as much notice as possible. If an emergency happens and we're unable to make it, there will be a makeup session. New members can attend live webinars, but the archives will be dripped out at the rate of 1 every 7 days. So let's put it this way. As members join, everybody that had joined originally when we first launched, they're getting the replays in real time. So they can attend the live webinars, and then within 24 to 36 hours, we have the webinars posted into the membership area. Anybody that joins now or later or whatever, they're going to have access to the first 2 webinars right up front immediately, and then every replay thereafter will be dripped out at every 7 days. Keep in mind, you can attend the live webinars every Wednesday, but the replay will be dripped out at the rate of 1 every 7 days, and we do that for several reasons. Number one, so that it gives you time to take action on the training for each week. That I think is important, because all too often people try to consume all of the content very quickly up front, and they forget or miss things because they don't take the time to implement. Number two, it protects our members that got in from the very beginning, who have been paying on a monthly basis since the beginning, and it keeps the drip rate out at the same. Now again, you can attend the live webinars every single week. So you don't have to miss any content, okay? You can get the content. It's just the replays will be dripped out every 7 days. So I want to keep that real clear right now so that the expectations are set. Schedule on the home tab in the member site. In other words, when you log into the members area for MasterClass, you'll see that there's a schedule of events there, and that's where we have the link to register for the webinar each week. And again, you're welcome to attend the live webinar every single week, no matter when you join, okay? And next is the monetization methods, and I'm going to go ahead and insert the presentation from week 1 right here. Monetization methods, guys. If you've taken the IFTTT SEO Academy, a lot of you have implemented at least a tier 1 network. Some of you are purchasing done-for-you networks from us. Some of you have been just kicking ass with it, and you've got several networks in place, and that's great. So how do you monetize them? And that's what we want to talk about today. It's very important that you're going to go through. We're going to just cover each one of these, and these are all the different ways that I have monetized IFTTT networks over the last 3 years. And then I'll tell you exactly which ones are my favorite methods out of all of these, okay? Because I think that's important too. But know this, and as you're listening to the different monetization methods, try to take notes. I hope you're taking notes. But try to, when something strikes you as, you know, it has a certain appeal to you, star it, underline it, you know, circle it, whatever. Because I think it's important that you guys select a particular model that you're excited about, or that excites you, or that you have an interest in, because that makes a huge difference, guys. You know, I know we're all in this to make money, right? And that's why we're here, right? But it's not just about making money. If you can find something that excites you, or that's fun, or that, you know, you have a true or real or genuine interest in, it's going to make it not feel like work, okay? I got to be honest with you guys, I absolutely love what I do. You know, like, it doesn't feel like work to me. About 99% of the time, it doesn't feel like work to me. And so that's why I don't mind working 14, 15, 16 hours a day, because I truly do enjoy it. But when it comes to monetizing IFTTT networks, guys, like, you know, this is a business that I've got in place already. My outsourcers run the majority of that business. It just requires management on my part now, and that's what you guys should be striving to do. You might not want a team of people. That's fine. You can do this as a solo act, and we'll talk about that more in the coming weeks, about outsourcing and things like that. But just the important thing is to select a particular model and stick with it, okay? Stick with it until you see results. I promise you, if you follow the instructions, guys, you will see results. But you have to focus, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So let's get into this. Monetization methods. Local videos and websites. Okay, what I mean by that is that's pretty much what was insinuated with the main training, is monetizing videos and or websites. Again, for those of you that are beginners, I suggest that you start with videos only and move into websites as your SEO knowledge increases,
because websites are a pain in the ass to rank. They're more complex, more complicated, and difficult. There's a hell of a lot more to learn and a hell of a lot more to do. And so I recommend for those of you that are just starting out to stick with videos. However, if you want to do websites, that's fine. Just know that you're going to work harder, okay? And you're going to need to learn more. You're going to need to study harder, okay? And but for local videos and websites, there's a couple ways that you can monetize them. Lead gen, that is my preferred method. And when I mean by lead gen is lead generation. You can do a pay per lead, or you can lease. Again, for people that are just starting out, I would suggest leasing properties. So let's talk about that a little bit. The difference between leasing and pay per lead, and what lead gen is in general. I know a lot of you probably already know this, but I can't assume anything here. All right. So for lead gen, you go out and you create your own networks. You go rank your own properties, websites or videos. Again, I would say videos. Let's use videos as the example here, guys. You go out and you create your own networks. You create a video, and then you rank the video for the desired keywords in whatever industry and or city that you decide that you want to rank for. Okay, and we're talking about local here, guys. We're going to get into other methods here as well, but then once you've ranked it, it's your property, right? You own it. It's yours, but it's going to start generating traffic, phone calls and or clicks, right? And so now you own that traffic, and that's where the money is in directing or controlling the traffic. Okay, traffic generation is where the money is. Having something ranked really doesn't mean shit. It really doesn't. Having something ranked in itself is not going to make you money. It's the traffic that it produces that makes you money. Okay, so what can you do with that traffic? Well, you can redirect it to wherever you want, to the highest bidder, okay, or to the person you want to work with the most. It doesn't necessarily always have to be about the highest bidder. Because trust me, sometimes the money's not worth the headache. So it's better to go with people that you can work with, even if it's a lower rate. And we'll talk about that more in the coming weeks. But for lead gen, there's really two ways to monetize them. You can either do a pay per lead, which is really what you should strive to do at some point in the future, or you can start right up front, but it's more work, more management. Or you can lease them out. And what I mean by lease is you can rent them out. So for example, if you have a video that you've ranked, and we'll just use a common theme that I like to use is plumbing or roofing or something like that, a contractor type theme. So that's what the bulk of my business is in. Let's say it's a roofer. You rank for emergency roof repair in your city. You could rent that out to a local roofing contractor for a flat monthly fee. Let's say it's $150 a month. Okay, that's a very small price to pay, considering a roof repair job is generally in the thousands and sometimes tens of thousands of dollars, right? So it's not a hard sell. And this particular webinar is not about monetizing or prospecting and landing clients. We will cover that in the coming weeks. But what this is about is just determining which way to monetize them. I prefer the lease model only because, and let me clarify, let me elaborate a little bit on that. I like the lease model because of its simplicity. Okay, so when you are able to rent a video out for a flat monthly fee, there's no management other than to just collect your payments. And if you set up PayPal subscriptions or whatever payment processors you want to use, I use PayPal for everything. But then it's automatic. It's drafted every month. There's no questions. There's no issues. There's nothing to worry about other than keeping it ranked. And generally, that's not the issue. That's not an issue. Okay, pay per lead, you can make more money. Potentially you can make more money, but it also requires a lot more management on your part. Okay, you're going to need additional infrastructure, such as you're going to need your own tracking numbers, and which is okay. That's really not that much that expensive. But you're going to need to also make reports, and you're going to have to track the calls, and you're going to have to follow up. There are systems out there like Lead Tracker Jack, I think, is one of them. There's like Analytic Call Tracking. That's another one that will, like, I guess you can set up auto billing through them that will bill, like, if a call is made and it lasts, you set the parameters, but let's say it lasts over 90 seconds or 2 minutes or whatever, and then it automatically bills whatever you charge per that call. And there's things that can do that, but you have to have those accounts, you have to have those systems in place. You got to set them all up. There is a learning curve with all of that, and there is a cost associated with it, an expense. And it's okay if you're making more money, right? It's going to pay for it anyways. But just know that it's a lot more management, okay? You can make a lot more money that way too, though, but it's a lot more management. So I have several pay-per-lead lead gen businesses particularly with the tree services industry, which is very, very lucrative for me. Right now, during the winter months, I make next to nothing. But then during the spring and summer months, I make a lot of money from pay per lead in the tree service business. It's very, very lucrative, but it's also a management nightmare. It's a bit of a headache. I have a call center that I direct everything to. It's called AnswerConnect.com. By the way, Adam, if you're taking timestamps, might want to make a note of that. AnswerConnect.com. That is a service that I use because I drive all my pay-per-lead calls into a call center that answers the phone, and that's my expense. And they answer the phone. A warm body, a live person answers the phone, and they have, depending on where the call came from, they have specific scripts that they ask, and essentially they get the lead information from the caller, and then they dispatch those leads. There's a couple ways they can do it. They can patch it directly through to the contractor. I don't recommend that way if you're dealing with contractors, because a lot of the times contractors are going to be actually working, on whatever job it is that they do, and they won't answer the phone. So I just have my answer service take the lead information, and then they text and email the lead data out to the contractors, so the contractors get it and then they respond. What I found with that, guys, is if you're doing pay-per-lead stuff, you need to make sure that the calls are getting answered. If you're relying on the calls being answered by the person who's buying the leads from you, you will leave a lot of money on the table because of them not answering. Okay, so that's why it's important, if you're going to be doing pay-per-lead, that you have the systems in place that are going to capture every phone call. The answering services are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if somebody calls at 3 o'clock in the morning, says they need a tree removed, that's very unlikely. But if they do, there's somebody there to answer the phone. Okay. So those are the two different types: pay-per-lead or lease. I suggest leasing up front when you get started, guys, or if you're going to do a lot of volume. We're going to talk in a little while about doing wholesale SEO services for video production companies, and I prefer for that method, I just do leasing, and it's on a flat monthly fee, and it's a low monthly fee, guys. I'll be 100% transparent. I charge $100 a month per video to rank videos for video production companies, and they mark it up and sell it to their clients for $200 a month. But I'm okay with that because I don't have to do the selling and I don't have to manage the clients. They do all that. All I do is what I do, which is the man behind the curtain, right? And I like that model because it's simple and it's clean and it's easy, and I just make it up in volume. All right. So lastly, in the local videos and websites, there's client services. Guys, if you know me, if you've listened to us for any length of time, I don't recommend it. However, I know that a lot of you are doing client services, and I know a lot of you are probably going to look to take clients on. It is a good way to create steady income, especially while you're building your lead gen business. So I'm not telling you not to do it. I just say I don't like client services. I do a lot of it myself. A lot of them are grandfathered clients I've had for a while, but they're a pain in the ass. Clients are a pain in the ass, guys. The majority of them are. If you find good clients, keep them. Keep them. But client services is when you're providing ranking services for their web properties. I don't like that because they remain in control. At any moment, they could decide that they don't need you anymore and stop paying you, and all of your hard work is gone. Okay, but it is a way to generate immediate income and steady income. So I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just telling you be wary of that, and you should be striving to be building your own assets and not your client's assets. Okay, so if you need to take on client services, or if you have a client service business already, then what I would suggest you do is spend some time where available, make time to start building your own assets too, so that in the event your clients or a client or several clients decide they don't need you anymore, you still have your own income stream producing money for you. Okay. Number two, or the next part, is to select, and this whole column right here, guys, is around this particular method here, which there's several variations of this. But once you've decided whether you want to do lead gen, pay-per-lead, or lease, or client services, you want to select a niche or an industry, a niche/industry, and you can cover multiple locations and cities, or you can select a city and cover multiple businesses within that area. Okay, and we've talked about this in Hump Day Hangouts many times, guys, but let's cover this again. I suggest, and trust me, guys, from years of experience in this, I wish I would have done this 5 years ago when I got started in SEO, and I started in lead gen, guys. I didn't have clients until 2 years after I got into lead gen. I was running a lead gen business for 2 years before I took on my first client. And I wish to God I would have stuck with selecting a niche or an industry and becoming focused in that. Instead, I would have taken money from anybody that was willing to give it to me, okay? in any industry, it didn't matter what it was. As long as they were willing to pay me, I was willing to do work for them. And it was very unfocused. And what you find is that it's very difficult because you have to do the research for every single new business or new type of business that you get as a client, or prospective client, or even for lead gen. If you want to enter a new market, then you have to do the research over again. And one of the biggest time uses of time in SEO is the keyword research, is the research period, and getting to know the industry, okay, getting to know what its hot buttons are, getting to know its terminology, its vocabulary, its language, so to speak, right? And the keyword research alone, I can spend hours on keyword research, and that's, I mean, guys, and I've bought every freaking keyword tool in the world, okay, trust me. And I still always go back to the basics, and it just takes time to vet through all of those keywords to find the gold nuggets, right? So I suggest you select a niche or an industry and focus in on that, hone in on it, guys, because then you can become an expert in that particular industry, and you can just scale outwards as far as geography. You can scale wide, right? You don't have to go any. What I'm saying is that you get really, really good with that one particular industry. You can speak their language. You can talk to people in that industry because you know it well. So you can sell your services better, or sell leads if you're doing lead gen. You can talk to them, and you've got all the keyword, you've got all the research done. Now all you need to do is multiply it, right? So you just duplicate your work over and over and over again, and it's so much easier to scale and make more money when you hone in on a specific niche or industry than it is if you select a city and cover multiple businesses. Okay, however, this is also another method, and guys, I've done this many, many times, okay, where I've selected a particular city, or you can even go broad and go like statewide. You can do a city, a region, a state if you wanted, and you can cover any business in that area if you're going to be doing, like I said, local videos or websites, and you could do that. It's just a lot more research. It's good because, like, when I got my start, and that's how I started, was doing that, guys. I would select a city and I would market to that city, didn't matter what business it was, right? And the reason I did that is because, first of all, I wanted to provide services in my own backyard first, right? So in essentially where I lived, and the immediate or adjacent, the immediately adjacent areas to where I lived is where I wanted to rank stuff, because I'm familiar with the territory, right? And so that's why I wanted to do it. But like I said, over the years, I found that it's just a real pain in the ass. It's a good way to do it. I think a lot of you that are getting started, you want that familiarity of working within your own backyard where you live, and that's why that method is attractive. But again, take it from me, guys. If you take anything away from this today, it's that I suggest that you select a niche or an industry and really focus in on that, because you will see your revenue multiply so much quicker that way. Okay. All right, so I think I've covered that pretty good. Network building, guys. This is another monetization method that I've been really successful with. In fact, a lot of you that are buying networks from us right now are experiencing, like, let's be transparent here. We're making money off building these networks for you guys. We're not making a lot, but we are making money, okay? And how can you make money by monetizing network building? I can tell you, and guys, if you don't believe me, you can go to my local client consulting website is bigbamboomarketing.com. That's one of them. But bigbamboomarketing.com, if you want to go check it out, go check it out. You'll see under packages in the navigation bar. And guys, my site is awful. My website doesn't make me money. The services I provide make me money. The results that I can produce make me money. But my website doesn't make me money. Just so you know that. It's just, everybody has to have a website. But personally, my website is just like a place where it's got a contact information. But anyways, if you want, guys, for network building, I'll build the networks that you guys are buying from us for $55 on tier 1 rings. I'm selling those for $697 on my website to local clients, and I sell them. I sell several dozen of them per year.
Yeah, and that's not $6.97.
No, $697, guys. You guys are paying $55 for it. So think about that. You guys could just resell. You guys could buy them from us wholesale and go resell them to local businesses and make bank. And then you're not even doing the work. You're just reselling them. If any of you here are good at sales, that's what you should be doing, is not doing the grunt work. You should be buying them and reselling them, okay? Because that's what, I'm not kidding. I make a ton of money from selling. I don't do a lot of client work anymore, guys. I don't. I do by referrals, but because I got my lead gen business, and I don't really do a whole lot of client work anymore. Like, I don't look for new clients, but occasionally I do have clients that are referred to me, and I will sell them networks, sell them for $697, guys, and I'll have my outsourcers build them for less than 55, right? So network building is a huge way to make money for clients, both local, national, and global. In fact, I've got a client that I'm working on video stuff for right now, and it's through the network, the video production company that I'm dealing with. It's one of their clients, but I'm building a network for them right now, and they're a global business. Like, they sell products, a very specific type of product that they sell all across the world. Okay, and so they're implementing some video SEO right now, and so I'm building networks for them, like these great big networks for them, and I can make a lot of money for that. Network building is a great way to make money, and I just lost my place. One moment. Network building is a great way to make money, guys. You know, we've got Hernan, one of my partners in Semantic Mastery. Him and I built a network for a client that's one of mine. It's actually kind of like a partnership deal. Like, I didn't really make a lot of money off of it because we're working on monetizing it and sharing in revenue instead. But it was a $20,000 network, and Hernan and I built that together. Really, we kind of tag teamed it, and you know, that's what I'm saying is there's a lot of money in it if you get with the right people. There are people that need what we have, what you guys are learning how to do. There is a market for, I mean, even big networks. I mean, there are people out there that will pay 50 grand for networks. I'm not kidding you. There's no question I mean, I know that we've had some students that have talked with attorneys that were willing to put up 50K for a big elaborate network to help them rank for their terms in their cities. Okay, so keep in mind, you got local clients, which you can sell small networks to, like tier 1 only, and get $500, $600, $700 for them all day long, guys. I've done it dozens of times. You can sell to national companies and global companies, and that's when you get into big networks that you can charge tens of thousands of dollars for. No kidding. Okay, absolutely possible. So that's a business in itself. SEOs, guys, think about this. You guys know how to build these networks, and when you show people, if you can explain to other SEOs, whether they're independents or agencies, guys, if you can show to other SEOs the power of what these networks can do, and you show them, like, guys, go ahead and steal our graphic if you want. You know, if you want to borrow our graphic and use that, and say, hey, look, I can build a network like this for you, and you show it to other SEOs. A lot of SEOs that are running their businesses don't have time. In fact, a lot of you that are buying networks from us don't have time to build the networks, right? So you're buying them from us. Well, why can't you do the same thing? Couldn't you go find other SEOs, show them the power of what these networks can do for them in their business, and automating a lot of their link building and their social signals and all of that, and then upsell them? You could still buy them from us if you wanted, and turn around and sell them to them for a markup. Or you could build your own team to build your own networks and sell them, and you'll get to cover, the full spread instead of sharing it with us. Does that make sense? It's a huge way to make money, guys. I've had other SEOs. I had one in Australia that hit me up because there was SEOmojo.com. It's like SEO Clerks. It's like one of those. It's like a play. SEOmojo.com, guys. By the way, make a note of that.
Yeah, I got it,
Adam, because guys, I had a post up on SEO Mojo. You can go like set up like post this jobs and services. It's like a service board. So providers can post their services, and people can come and buy services, right? It's like Fiverr, but there's no like $5 gig limit. It's like you can set your own price. And I had put a post up for IFTTT networks, and I said I'd charge, I don't know, I think it was $247 or $249 for IFTTT networks. And it was up, and I paid for the premium posting, which was like $50 a month or something like that. And within 7 days, I had a guy from Australia call me up, and literally he called me on the phone and asked me if I would be interested in building IFTTT networks for him in volume. And so I did. I built them for him I'll be transparent with you. I built them for $100 a piece. Tier 1 networks only, guys. This was before I was doing the tiered structures, the tiered structures. And I charged him $100, and he'd buy them 10 at a time. So he'd give me $1,000. I would outsource them to my outsourcers, and I'd pay on average about maybe $40 per network at the time. to be built. So I was essentially pocketing $600 for every order, and I'd have, it's about every 2 weeks. So it was an extra $1,200 a month in pure profit for me, and I didn't have to lift a finger. My outsourcers were doing the work. All I did was collect payment from him, send the details to my outsourcers. When they were done, they'd send them to me, and I'd pass them back to him. And it was an extra $1,200 a month in my business. He has since stopped. And here's the thing, guys. The networks that I was building for him, they were for his own PBN networks. He was an SEO. He had a local SEO client consulting business, and he had built his own PBN network. And he had, I don't know, like 60 or 70 sites. It was somewhere in that neighborhood. And he wanted PBN networks for all of them. Okay, so I'd sell him IFTTT networks for each of his PBNs, right? So what I'm saying is SEOs is a great source for you guys to monetize your IFTTT knowledge. Okay, you can build them yourself. I don't recommend it. You can hire your own team of VAs and train them, and then you've got them built for wholesale prices that you can retail out. You can sell them in volume at wholesale prices with a slight markup to SEOs, either independents or agencies. Think about this, guys. Think if you get in with an agency, right, that has dozens or even hundreds of clients, and you can show them the value of these, and you were able to sell them on networks. Guys, you guys know we're selling you networks at $55. We are making a profit. There is a profit center in there. So you guys, like I said, you could sell them for more and buy them from us, or you could build your own team and sell them, sell them for the same price and make more of a spread. There's so many things that you can do with it. There's just, the sky's the limit, and they're very, very powerful. It's the knowledge that they're paying for, right? That you can provide that service because you know how to put these things together, and they may not have any desire to. The guy that purchased them, the 10 networks at a time for me, he did it for about, I don't know, I think it was 3.5 months. It was like 60 or 70 sites. So it was like 3.5 months, guys. It was $1,200 a month for 3.5 months. That was fantastic. I really didn't have to do nothing. I trained my team, but that was about it. So you guys have that same ability to do that. All right. Next part of this, network management, content marketing, guys. Network management and content marketing, these are kind of similar to the same, but one thing to build them, but it's another to maintain them, to manage them, right? So think about that. Okay, so now you've built these networks for clients, okay, for if you're doing it for clients, or if you're doing it for agencies. Agencies are typically going to want to manage their own networks. They have that ability, right? They're already able to do that kind of thing, most of them. But if you are selling this to clients, then you can sell them not only on the build, but in the management. There's where your recurring revenue comes in, guys. You should all be striving for recurring revenue businesses, period. One-off services are great, and you can put a machine together where you can make a lot of money that way, right? But if you can start generating recurring revenue after you've collected the upfront one-time setup fee, if you can collect ongoing maintenance fees or management fees, and what's that mean? That means you're monitoring the networks. You're making sure that if some of the Web 2s get terminated, which happens, guys, from time to time, no matter how much we try to safeguard against that, it happens from time to time. Okay, just be aware of that. Some of your Web 2 accounts will get terminated. There's nothing we can do about it. All we can do is try to prevent it as much as possible. However, if that happens, then you go in and you replace them. Okay? Content marketing, that's where you can really make a lot of money, because just managing or monitoring the networks is one thing, but if you get into the actual content marketing and you say, okay, guys, we've set up these elaborate networks for you, these tiered structures. Now, the only thing that you need to do is publish content on a consistent basis and make sure that it actually distributes across the networks properly. We can do that for you. That's where you get into making some significant money on the management or on the recurring revenue side. Okay, because now you can produce the content as well. I've got a team of VAs. That's what they do for me. They curate content for clients. In other words, they go out and create the content and post it on the client's blogs, which then syndicates out across the client's networks. I also have my own PBN network of about 400 sites, okay? And my curators, my VAs, they publish manually curated content on the PBNs, which each has their own IFTTT network, right? And so that's because I don't automate to my PBNs. That's all manual, and I think that's important, because if you automate to your PBNs and you haven't gotten slapped yet, you will. It's just a matter of time. So like I said, I've told you guys many times, my tier 1 links are really, really clean. And so my PBN links that are linking directly to money sites, client sites or lead gen sites, whatever, They're manually curated so that they're very clean. The content is clean, it's very well themed, and it's a valid, like, real link. You know what I mean? It's not a spam link. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That's where the money comes in, guys, because then you can provide those content marketing services, producing the posts, making sure they syndicate, monitoring the networks, juicing the properties, additional link building to the IFTTT networks. We're going to talk about that more in the later weeks. And also we're going to be talking about, we're launching, along with the network building service, guys, this is kind of a side note, but we're also going to be providing FCS Networker and GSA campaigns to your IFTTT networks. So it'll be an add-on if you want, but we're going to be providing those services. I have a tool manager that has now created, or his name is Dedia, and he's in our group, but he's a full-time he's my tool manager, and he's full-time, and he's a freaking ninja. He's awesome at what he does with FCS Networker and GSA, and then he's created his own agency. He's built his own agency now, and he's got a team of people that's all they do at his direction, and he is outstanding at his work. So we're going to be providing or offering those services to you guys, which will be boosting services to your IFTTT networks, of which you guys can resell, right? You can boost your own networks, and you can also resell them, but that's a whole nother model in itself. All right, so we're going to keep moving. Monetization methods, affiliate products. Guys, I haven't done a whole lot of affiliate stuff. I know a lot of you have asked about that, and Adam and I are actually working on setting up an affiliate campaign now, but with everything else that we got going on, it's going to be kind of a drug-out process. It's not going to happen overnight. But we will share details inside the mastermind. We'll give you guys the case study details inside of here. You guys will get pieces of it. What's important to this training specifically, you guys will get. The mastermind members, you guys will get full access to the case studies. Okay, just so you know. Affiliate products. I think a lot of you, that could be attractive as affiliate products. That is, I think, a great model to go after. It's just not something I have a lot of experience in. It just takes longer generally, and not necessarily. If you do keyword research right, and you do launch jacking and things like that, guys, with the networks that you guys know how to build now, if you have, like, let's just say that you go after a particular industry, like a general industry, like let's say it's IM products for that matter. Let's just say it's internet marketing products, and you built this huge elaborate network that you can syndicate videos to. Then couldn't you launch jack every IM product that comes out? We talked about this in Hump Day Hangouts just earlier today. But Muncheye.com. Muncheye.com is a JV zoo, like a JV marketplace, right, where you can go to see upcoming products, and then get signed up as JVs or affiliates to promote products. And it's mostly around the IM industry. Like, I think everything on there is internet marketing industry based products. But what I'm saying is if you wanted, you could build out a multiple tiered network with multiple stacks, right, that have hundreds of properties that all syndicate from one location, which would be your YouTube channel, and or a website, but I recommend YouTube channel. And you could go sign up for JV products that are being launched, sign up to be affiliate, and then launch jack. Get a review copy, do a review, do some review videos, hit every single keyword you can for that particular product, let it syndicate out across all your networks. Now you've got the massive SEO power, plus you're just everywhere. And now you could create a whole business out of just that if that's something you want to do. It's going to be more front-end work up front, setting that up, but you can certainly do it, and then you don't have to worry about dealing with clients.
Hey, Bradley.
Yes, sir.
And if they create a live event in YouTube and they syndicate that out, they're going to be pre-ranking for that upcoming launch.
That's right.
So they're going to be way ahead of the ball, but way ahead of anybody else that's doing this. So it's just another way to make money.
What Marco's saying, guys, and a lot of you, in case you don't know this, is you can set up a live event and schedule it, right? And so, like, let's say that you got a 30-day lead time on a product that's going to be launched, and if you sign up, like if you go look at like Muncheye and things like that, they will tell you when they're going to launch, because they like to get affiliates lead time, right, to set up campaigns and everything else. But if you were to set up a campaign and set up a live event, schedule it 30 days ahead of time, that live event is going to push out and syndicate across your network, and it would just be waiting for the broadcast to start, right? So it'll be that gray thumbnail image that you see, but it'll be literally present and embedded and backlinked to on all of your network properties, so that when the launch goes live, you hit the broadcast button, and it could be, like I said, 30 days, 45 days, whatever, as much lead time as you can, And all of these embed codes are going to be sitting out and seasoned on other properties, of which you could have been building backlinks to, right? Additional supplemental links. So that when you hit the broadcast button and you go live, all of a sudden, boom, you're there. You're on page one with a live recording of, hey, this is the launch. This is this is my bonus offer. Whatever the hell it is that you want, whatever your sales message is. You have an enormous advantage by doing that, guys, and you can do that using live events. So thank you for that, Marco. CPA offers, guys, very similar to affiliate products. The only difference is instead of making a sale, you're just usually collecting a lead, and you get paid for that. There's a ton of CPA offers out there that you can promote, and you can get paid for, like an email submit. Sometimes it's more than that, just depends on the offer, but you can make money from that as well. We're running short on time here, guys, so I'm going to try to wrap this up in about the next 5 minutes and then take questions for the last 10. Video production companies, guys, this is my preferred method for local video SEO, besides lead gen. Besides lead gen, this is my preferred method. Okay, it's video production companies, because, and I know I've talked about this a lot in the Hump Day Hangouts, but for those of you that haven't seen those, I want to talk about it a little bit more here. Video production companies, they provide one-off services, right? Essentially, they will tell, and most of you here have been through the IFTT SEO Academy, so you've been through the advanced strategy webinars, or you should have been. So I'm not going to kill this right now. We're not going to beat a dead horse, but I do want to talk about it and say that video production companies, they produce a video for a business, they sell it to them. A lot of the times it's expensive. I mean, like the company I'm working for, they have videos as low as I think $695, so it's $700, but they go up as much as like $3,500. And that's kind of on the low end, because a lot of these local business video production companies will charge like $3,500 as a starting price, and they'll go up to like $15K for videos. So it just varies. The company I got into deals with provides more affordable services, which is fine. It doesn't matter. The point is that they provide services to local businesses. They charge a set fee, but then they're done. The only way that they're going to make more money from that client is for them to sell them more videos. So if you, knowing what you know, and you have syndication networks set up, and this is where, going back to one of the earlier slides where I talk about, this is where you would want to set up like a location-based network instead of a niche-based network. Because remember, a video production company in a city is going to provide videos to all businesses in that city. And so that's why I said there's more work on your end as far as keyword research. And what I do for that is I'll set up networks that are themed to that city or to that region, whatever. It's a geographic common, the common theme is the region or the area, right, the location. But then, like I said, it'll be a little bit more work on your end with the keywords and everything, doing the keyword research. But when you go and approach video production companies and you say to them, listen, I can rank your videos. And guys, this is how I landed them. I'll tell you exactly how I did it. I approached several different video production companies, and I told the one that I had the most rapport with, that I said, look, if I went and met with them and I showed them results of many different videos that I had ranked for my own clients and my own lead gen stuff. And I said, listen, I'll tell you what, give me 5 videos, select 5 videos from your client list. And let me select 2 or 3 of those out of the 5 that you send me. I'll select 2 or 3 and rank them for you, and then we'll talk again. And that was all it took. They sent me the video list, and I selected the easiest ones. I'm not gonna lie. I looked and did the research and said, okay, these are gonna be the easiest to rank. I ranked all 3 of them in under an hour. Okay, no shit. And I'm telling you, because I sent them screenshots and the video email that I sent them in screenshots showing like 17 minutes ago, page 1. It says the timestamp on it. And I landed the deal. And so now the deal that I have worked out with them, and to be 100% transparent, I charge them $100 as an upload fee, which is really a live streaming fee. That's just for my time to live stream it through Wirecast. I charge $100 setup fee and $100 per month per video. That's it, flat rate. Then they sell $225 for setup fee. So they make $125 on the setup, which they don't have to do shit. They just send me the link, the details. And then they charge $200 a month to have it ranked. So they make $100 a month for each video that I rank for them. Do I care? No. I don't care if they charge $500 a month. It's easy for me. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying, keep this in mind, guys. Video production companies, it was an easy sale once I got the conversation going. That's always the hardest part, is getting the conversation going. Once the conversation gets going, you can tell video production companies, look, if I can show you a way to provide recurring revenue from your existing client base and a percentage of your future clients, would you be interested? And of course, they're going to say yes. And that's when you show them, hey, I can rank your clients' videos. You contact your existing customer base. A large percentage of them will jump on board, and that's instant work for you guys. Instant money. And you can monetize it. This is the way we'll do it. We can work out a deal. This is what I want per month. You can mark it up as much as you want. And then for all your clients going forward, their sales team, remember, the sales team for this production company is already out doing the selling. I don't have to sell at all. They do it. They manage the client. I don't have to I don't got to ever talk to a client. All I talk to is the video production company. We work out, hey, look, we got 5 new orders this week. Send me the PayPal subscription links. They do billing on the 1st and the 15th of every month, so I get paid twice a month. It's beautiful. Guys, that's one of the best ways to get into local SEO, video SEO. We're really running out of time, so we're going to run through this, guys. Here's some additional methods for broadcasting services that you could use to monetize your networks and your knowledge of building networks. Think about this, guys. Authors, think Amazon, new Kindle book publishers, right? And people that are trying to, guys, we just published a book on Kindle. Semantic Mastery did. Adam basically put that together. Because why? Because there's a ton of people out there that are trying to get exposure. And if you have networks built that you can rent out broadcasting services and set up, like in the next bullet says interviews, you could be the interviewer, or you could find somebody that does that if you're not good, if you don't want to be on camera and stuff like that, and set up broadcasting services using Google Hangouts to where you're basically providing publicity to new authors. Okay, what about YouTube channels? What about up-and-coming YouTube channels that are growing that can use more exposure? Then you can offer broadcasting services for them, or syndication services, right? You can say, look, I'll build you an elaborate network that will hook your YouTube channel up to it, so every time you upload, you'll get the additional SEO benefit and the additional exposure. What about performers and artists? Something else. I have not done that. I have done interviews. I've done a lot of interviews and gotten exposure for businesses that way. I haven't done performers, but that is another way that you could monetize. Remember, we call these broadcasting services, but essentially it's the same thing. It's setting up syndication networks, and you're just basically providing additional exposure and SEO. Ubiquity.
Yeah. Something else we haven't talked about, but real quick, and I'm actually going to look into this, might be interesting, is podcasters.
Yep, podcasting. It's another one. It's absolutely right. Yep, it's absolutely right. All right, man. I knew an hour was going to be tough. We're going to run through these very quickly, guys. But look, this is important, so please do not gloss over on this. You guys, we just talked about ways to make money with these networks, but here's the thing. Those were all just ideas and concepts. Now here comes the work. Okay, guys, this is not a magic bullet. IFTTT networks are not a magic bullet. They will provide income. I promise you that. If you focus, and you build a business out of it, you can make money from it. Okay, and it's up to you as to how much you want to make. But you need to focus. So number one, choose a method that appeals to you, and then focus, focus, focus. Guys, I can't stress that enough. Literally find one of those methods, or 2. I would not go more than 2 of all the things that we just talked about. Find 1 or 2 that really appeals to you guys, and say, that's it. I've made up my mind. I'm going to build a business around that, and stick to it, guys. Put your blinders on. Commit to taking action. Stop looking for the next magic bullet. I can't say that enough, guys. I don't buy products that much anymore. Guys, I get all the offers that you do, and I read the sales page, and I'll be the first to tell you I'm a sucker for a good sales message. Like, I'm the first one to want to drop money on all the new products that come out. But I've learned over the years that all that does is cause distraction. I end up pissing money away, and I'm not building my business. Okay? And I'm not telling you that, guys, because I want you to just buy our products. I'm just telling you, if you focus, you stop looking for that magic bullet, because here's the thing, guys, the magic bullet does not exist. Okay, I know a lot of you are here right now that have probably purchased thousands of dollars worth of products. What do you have to show for it? How has that worked out for you? All right, so these methods that we're talking about here, guys, it requires some work, yes, but it will produce you money. IFTTT doesn't cost a thing, guys. Setting up these Web 2 accounts doesn't cost a thing unless you hire us to build your networks, and then it's a drop in the bucket compared to what it costs you to buy all these other products that don't produce anything for you. Does that make sense? Okay, schedule time to build your business, guys. This is important. You need to set up a very strict schedule on what time. Some of you that have jobs still or whatever, that's fine. We're going to get you out of your job as quickly as possible, okay? But you need to schedule time to build your business and focus. Eliminate distractions. Say, this is it. I'm going to turn off Facebook. I'm going to not check my email. I'm going to spend 2 hours a day. Try to do it daily if possible. I know that's not possible for all of you, but try to set a set schedule. Stick to it, guys. Turn off all notifications. Turn off your cell phone. Turn off the TV. Focus in on building your business. You will see amazing results if you can do that and cut out distractions. Okay? Lastly, set a budget. How much can you afford to invest in building your business, guys? Don't look at it as an expense. I know a lot of you, maybe not any of you on this call right now, but a lot of you that are in Hump Day Hangouts, or a lot of people that are in Hump Day Hangouts, and I'm not going to name names, but there are several people that that hit me up with private emails and questions, as well as on the Hump Day Hangouts and in some of the groups that we have and things like that. That every single time they ask a question, they're asking for, where can I get free this, or where can I get cheap that? Okay, and if you guys are looking at that, if that's how you're always thinking, is how can I get something cheaper or free, you've got the wrong mindset for being in business. You need to think about, how can I generate more revenue? The cost is irrelevant. Okay, I know a lot of you are probably trying to make money from your business, but instead of trying to think about how can I get something for cheaper or for free, you should be thinking about, how can I generate more revenue? That's the question you should be asking. Okay, how can I generate more revenue? So set a budget. Realize that creating and building a real business is going to take money, guys. It's going to take money, whether it's for outsourcers or for tools or for services that's going to help your business. And I'm not talking about buying shiny objects. I'm telling you to stop doing that, but still have some money set aside specifically as a budget to help build your business, because there are tools and services that are going to help you and shortcut your learning curve or the amount of effort that it takes to achieve results. Okay? So make sure that you set a budget and stick to it, guys.
So there you have it. That's what MasterClass is about. You just got to watch the presentation from week 1, where I outline what it is that we're going to talk about throughout the rest of the MasterClass series. And again, we're entering into week 6 now at the time of this recording, and we've gotten really deep into some of those first few topics that were discussed on the sales page. And, we're going to get a lot deeper into additional topics and continue to survey you guys throughout the process to find out if there's stuff that is still unclear that needs to be covered more in depth, and also is there stuff that you guys want to see covered that hadn't been covered yet. And we're really trying to tailor this, guys, to help you to get profitable in your SEO business as quickly as possible. That is really the goal of this, okay, is to have you guys make money. Too many courses out there, IM courses, teach you a specific set of skills or the mechanics of a method, for example, but they don't show you how to make money with it. Okay, and I think that's where a lot of programs fall short. And we don't want that. We want all of our students to be able to make money and to build a real business out of this. So we encourage you, if you have not yet, to join the MasterClass. Right now it's at $47 per month for 4 hours of my and my team's time every single month, plus all of the replays that exist already, and you will continue to get the training going forward as well. I think it's a very small price to pay. We are going to be raising the price at some point to $67 per month, but for now it's at $47 at the time of this recording, and we encourage you to join so that you can pretty much get your hand held and taught all of the stuff that we do in Semantic Mastery. And each of my partners and I, we each run our own separate SEO businesses besides what we do for Semantic Mastery. We're not just trainers and coaches. We all each have our own separate businesses that we run. And so we're real world SEO people, and that's what we want to teach you guys, is how we run our businesses so that you can run a successful business as well. So again, I encourage you to join IFTTT SEO Masterclass. You can get join by going to iftttseo.com/masterclass. If you have any questions, please let us know. You can contact us at support.semanticmastery.com, and we'd be happy to answer your questions. And we look forward to seeing you on the inside.